want to explain to you how chiropractic works. Now, in order to do that, we first have to rewind way back to conception. And we start off with a sperm and an egg cell. Now, as these two cells unite, they begin to multiply cells and multiply and multiply and multiply until we're eventually left with a small mass of cells, sometimes called the mulberry mass of cells. And as these cells continue to divide and continue to divide, we're left with our first organ that's formed. And as you might guess, that first organ that forms in our body is the brain. Now, as our body begins to develop and continues to develop, the brain eventually starts branching down fibers that form a streak. As these fibers grow and grow and grow, they start to branch out like this. And as you might imagine, these fibers that form eventually form our spinal cord. Now, as development continues throughout the fetus, eventually organs start to develop at the ends of these branches. So we might have our heart here, we might have your stomach here, we might have our lungs, muscles, all the organs, every single cell in your body has to form from the ends of one of these nerve fibers. Now, as our body continues to develop and continues to grow, it knows that the brain and the spinal cord are the top priorities in our body. So our body, being naturally very smart, begins to form a shell around the brain, which is called your skull. And we eventually begin to form vertebrae around the spinal cord, which ends up being your vertebral column when we put it all together just like that. Now, this brain, as it's sending down electrical signals, is literally powering every single organ in your body and giving it all the life that your body needs to grow, to multiply, to heal, and for all these cells to continue to divide and to thrive and grow. So, if we were to take a scissors, let's say, and cut off one of these nerves going to your heart like that, that heart would probably have 0% life and 0% energy, because all the electrical signals that the brain was sending down are now getting cut off. As a result of that, I'm sure you would imagine the heart is not going to work as well. In fact, that heart tissue would eventually begin to die because the heart can no longer reproduce healthy new cells because it's not getting the messages from the brain. So we can see that our body has an intimate connection with how well our brain and our spinal cord are sending nerve signals out to it. You might say that every cell in our body is literally connected to our brain via the spinal cord. Now, as the body continues to develop and continues to grow, we can have misalignments in the spine. These vertebrae are naturally made to move. They're naturally made to give us our flexibility and our mobility in our body, which is great. The problem comes when this vertebrae shifts out of alignment and it starts to pinch on these nerves. That's going to affect how well the brain can send down messages to the body. Let's say we cut off these nerves going to the stomach by 50%. How well is that stomach right here going to digest food if it's only getting 50% of the nerve signals from the brain? Probably not as good. 50% is good, I would say. Now, it doesn't matter how much healthy food we eat, it doesn't matter what kind of diet we're on, if we're not getting the right nerve signals down from the brain to the stomach, that stomach's not going to function well, and as a result, our health is going to suffer. So the job of the chiropractor is to find which vertebrae in the back are out of alignment, are pinching on these nerves, and are causing an interference in the brain-body connection. When the chiropractor makes the adjustment, they free up this pinched nerve so that all the healing messages the brain sends out to the body can flow at 100%. Every time you go to the chiropractor, that's what we focus on here. Our main mission is to help make sure that your brain-body connection is flowing at 100%. Every time we adjust the spine, we're freeing up those nerves to help the body work better, to help you function better, and to help your body work at its best.